Acting Chief Inspector Arthur Glassford is here to speak on the untimely death of Taylor Greer and the investigation that is now commenced. Chief Inspector.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the media. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us this morning. At around 10 p.m. on Friday, July 27th, 2018, whilst Court Street was bustling with individuals enjoying a beautiful evening, the calm of the night was interrupted when two men on a motorcycle wearing dark clothing and full-face visor helmets descended south on Teals Hill in the area of Elliott Street. The gunman got off the motorcycle and approached a group of men congregating in the area and began to open fire. The crowd rapidly dispersed, however, two men were caught in the gunfire. The gunman and his accomplice then got onto their motorcycle and traveled north on Court Street, turning east onto Angle Street before making good their escape. Both victims were rushed to hospital via ambulance. Sadly, the 30-year-old Mr. Taylor Matthew Greer was pronounced dead at the hospital at 10:23 p.m. A 55-year-old man was also taken to the hospital and treated for his injuries, which were non-life-threatening injuries, and later released. A family and assigned to the family of Mr. Greer, this senseless act of violence took the life of one of Bermuda's most prominent dancers and a loving father, and the Bermuda Police Service is committed to bringing the perpetrators of this heinous act to justice. Presently, a man has been arrested in connection with this incident, and an active investigation has commenced. The investigation is under the direction of Detective Sergeant Dean Martin. Already officers have started canvassing the area, and that was done over the weekend. However, there has been limited information coming from the community. We know on the evening of July 27th, there were a number of individuals who were in the area who witnessed this incident. Also, there may be someone who has information related to this incident either before or after the shooting took place. We honor Taylor's memory by doing whatever we can to bring the perpetrators to justice. No matter how insignificant you believe the information you have is, we would still like to hear from you. This will require individuals to be bold and to take a stance on violence in their community. Anyone with information about this incident should contact Detective Sergeant Dean Martin at 295-0011 or the Confidential Crime Stoppers Hotline at 800-8477. You can make a difference. Before I take some questions, I'd like to read a short statement that the family has asked me to read on their behalf. And this is from the family of Mr. Greer. The family wishes to thank the BPS for its response to the fatal shooting of Taylor Greer. They also wish to thank the wider community for its expressions of support and sympathy. And they ask that you please work with the BPS to bring the offenders to justice.
Thank you. At this time, we take questions from the media.
Is the organization treating this as gang-related or a case of mistaken identity?
Yes, we are considering it to be gang-related.
Okay. There are suggestions this incident may be part of an ongoing feud between rival factions, Parkside Gang. Does the BPS have any information to support this?
Right now, Mr. Sharp, the investigation is still in its early stages, and we just want to still make the appeal for witnesses and work with whatever information we receive.
Can the BPS...
No, one second. We've got to give somebody else an opportunity to come back to you. So.
Yes, sir. Travel into TNS. Can you confirm or deny that the individual arrested was wearing a bulletproof vest at the time of his arrest?
I can confirm that it was the individual arrested, and again, the investigation is still early in the stages, and I don't want to divulge too much, which may hinder the investigation.
Sure.
Are the police preparing for possible reprisals?
In relation to the policing plan, we're not doing anything different. We always have had any information about gang activity, tensions on the radar. And yes, we do have a robust policing plan in place, as we always have done, and we'll just keep acting on that.
Sarah Latham from the Royal Gazette. There was another gentleman on the bike. Is there still a hunt for the second man on the bike?
Yes, and this is the reason for the press release today. We still have an additional suspect at large, and we want to put the appeal out for witnesses, anybody who knows anything, to come forward to pass on that information, and hopefully we can be successful in attempting to find a second person.
Another question. There's been, I've heard of a couple of reports of chain snatchings in the last week or two. Is there any fear that gang activity is flaring up again after a period of calm in Bermuda?
I would say we've been down this road before, and we will put a plan in place if that is an indicator that we're going back to previous years. But we're just doing business as normal to deal with any information we receive to suggest that that is the case. Gang tensions are rising or activities are increasing.
Are you noticing any additional chain snatchings or anything?
Not to my knowledge.
TNN understands that police set up a perimeter, and the individual that you arrested drove right into your dragnet. Are you advancing more on these type of investigations now?
On the night of the incident, we didn't do anything that we normally wouldn't do for incidents such as that. And like I said, the investigation is still active, so I don't want to go too much into the circumstances of the arrest of that individual.
Really quickly, members of the media, really quick, we have Superintendent Darren Simons here. He's going to speak and address one of the key concerns that were brought out just now in the question. Superintendent.
Yes, good afternoon. Just for some clarity in terms around the policing plan moving forward for the next couple of weeks, but particularly in around the holiday that's coming up. You know, we've got a very robust policing plan in place, and certainly the events that have just occurred has caused us to focus our efforts on reducing gang tensions and doing what we can to mitigate any other opportunities for violence. This is not something that the community should at all be tolerant of, and certainly the Bermuda police are very, we're concerned, we're worried, but we're confident that we have an active, robust policing plan in place to deal with the issues that are coming up. Without a doubt, this incident is going to cause increase in tensions in the community and within the gang community, and I think that people should be reassured that we have a robust policing plan in place to deal with that.
Can you confirm 5 bullets the individual that lost his life received?
Right. So that level of detail is just a little bit early to have that kind of discussion, and particularly as it relates to the policing plan, there will be a further media release around 2 o'clock today to address those issues.
Any other questions from the media? Members of the media would like to thank you for coming out today. We'd just like to recap. We have a 30-year-old man, Mr. Taylor Greer, who's lost his life. Anyone who has any information, no matter how insignificant it may be to you, we're asking you to contact police, specifically Dean Martin. That number is 295-0011. Now, if you do not feel comfortable in calling that general police number, of course, the confidential Crime Stoppers hotline, that number is 800-8477. Thank you so much and have a good afternoon.